Hello, friends. Welcome to the Premature Bible Institute. I'm Doug Scheibel, your free-range podcaster with Ethnos 360, and just welcoming you here to this kind of last podcast I'm going to have for a while. For the last year and a half, or just a little bit more than that, 82 lessons to be exact, we have taken you all the way from God in eternity past until the completion of redemption at Calvary on the cross and Christ's ascension into heaven. And we've covered a lot of territory, and we've seen a lot of things that have happened during that time. So we're very, very grateful for that. And I just thank you for being along with me. This is the first step of God's redemptive plan that He has finished, and we're very grateful for that. There's more to go, but it won't. I won't be doing this for a while. I'm going to take a break, and the main reason I want to take a break is I've got some really heavy things that are coming up as far as lesson preparation and some things that are going on, and I just won't have the time to invest in what I need to do further. But you've got the main thing that I wanted, which was the first kind of phase in this whole redemptive plan. The next one will be the continuation of this redemptive plan, how it works itself out in the church and in the first century, and then eventually how it eventually ends up, how the redemptive plan is going to meet its final culmination at the end. And we're going to talk about that as time goes on. But for right now, we're just kind of finishing up this, and so I'm going to just give you my final thoughts. We finished doing what I accomplished, set out to accomplish. God's redemptive work is done, but He's not finished. And the next step that we're going to do is kind of something that is kind of fairly new within our organization, and it's something that others have been doing, but not everybody is there yet, and we're still thinking some of this thing through. And it's called E to E, eternity to eternity. And so what's going to happen is that's going to, instead of just say going from the God in eternity past to the redemption, then going back and reinforcing some of those stories, some of those events, and some of those truths, we're going to continue on the story until the end. Then we'll go back and do everything kind of as we've always done. So it's not much of a difference. It's just we're going to continue on a little bit farther. But I'm not ready for that yet. I have to think through what lessons I think are going to be important for us to talk about. But I just want to say thanks. So the purpose of what we're going to be doing eventually is to reinforce what you've already learned and really get you solid and grounded in that, and to see you mature and grow into something and someone who God wants you to be, and that you'll be as fit for the Master's use, and that you'll be ready to be used in whatever capacity He sees fit to put you in. So anyway, we're going to talk about that later on. So we're going to do that. We're going to stop for a while. We're going to take a break, and we'll get back to some of this teaching, but it's just not right at the moment. And then in the fall and in the spring, I'm going to be really working hard to reach college students and help them to see the opportunity of reaching unreached people groups, but doing the job very well. So anyway, I want to just thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. You made it possible, not because you're the audience, it's because you were the impetus for me to do this. And I'm very, very grateful for you to do it and really getting me to work hard for this. It's not perfect, and it's not. I'm not the best teacher in the world. I'm the worst example I think the Lord could use in order to do this. But I'm very grateful to have the opportunity, because the Lord will use any old thing as long as it's willing to be used. And so I just want to thank you for that, and I hope you're willing to be used in that way too. And also maybe a little bit later on, start sharing some thoughts about missions, things we really need to consider that are some that are really, really good ideas, some that are not so good, and we just need to be aware of those. But whatever the case is, I want you to count for Him, because you're worth it, and the Lord thinks He's certainly worth it, and He wants to use you in His this capacity. So, that being said, there are these avenues by which others can hear what you've heard all this time, and that is through these podcasts. So if you have friends or new believers or people like that that are want to hear these lessons and go from the beginning, and I've got some really, really good response from people that they're thinking about things they've never thought about it from that way before. And so I'm very grateful for that. So if you do, please have them get on their favorite podcast app, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Google Play, or whether it's Overcast or whatever podcast app they use. and just have them look up my name, Doug Scheibel, Schaible. And then when they, if they decide that they would rather watch them, or if they know somebody that would rather watch them, a friend of theirs or whatever, they can also look on YouTube and find it there, and just look under my name also, Doug Scheibel. Doug, and like I say, Scheibel, Schaible. That all being said, I just want to say thank you guys. You've really stretched me and helped me to do the job the best that I could do it. I think if I was to go back and look at some of the stuff, I could probably improve on it and stuff. But I don't think right now is the time for me to start improving. I didn't say anything that was wrong. I just think there may be better ways, better illustrations, better metaphors, better examples, things like that. But the basic truths are there, and I wouldn't change those for the world. I really believe those. But sometimes explain it may be better or more exciting another way. So, anyway, just want to say thanks. You guys have been a blessing to me. Just keep pressing on, and look forward to seeing you this next year. You all take care. Bye.